Live from the CSI Sports and Recreation Center at the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet is proud to welcome you into coverage of College of Staten Island women's volleyball. Tonight, it's the CSI Dolphins coming in with a record of 2-3 overall and 0-2 in the CUNY Athletic Conference, taking on the Lehman College Lightning, an overall record of 4-4 and 1-1 inside of conference play. Good evening, everybody. My name is David Pizzuto, riding solo here courtside between CSI and Lehman coming up in approximately 5 or 6 minutes from now. We welcome you into pregame festivities. The CSI Dolphins are on the court currently, and they are warming up in what they hope will be their first victory of the season in conference play. It's hard to imagine just 2 weeks in, 25% of the Dolphins' conference schedule has already been played. They only play 8 conference games this season. 2 of them are in the books. CSI lost on Saturday to John Jay College from the CSI Sports and Recreation Center at the campus of the College of Staten Island. And then backing it up, they were 3-0 losers to Brooklyn College in the final game that afternoon. So CSI coming in a record of 0-2 inside the conference, and they saw their 2-game winning streak snapped on Saturday. So they come in with a record of 2-3. Lehman College 1-1 in conference play, right smack in the middle of the CUNY standings. Hunter, Baruch, and Brooklyn are all 2-0. John Jay, Lehman, and York at 1-1, and Staten Island in the basement with City College and Medgar Evers both at 0-2. So looking to get in the win column for the first time this season inside of CUNY play. CSI, their starters tonight, nothing fancy. They'll go with their usual 6 in the lineup, and of course their libero, Victoria Wong, Brittany Manando, and Selma Kolinovich, the pair of seniors, will make the start. Siobhan Granich will give you her numbers in just a moment. She is the junior outside hitter. She will start. Number 7, Vanessa Reyes, the sophomore, in the starting lineup. And then a pair of freshmen, Ashley Nataro, the freshman from Tottenville High School, a 5'6" outside hitter, and Olivia Ayala, also an outside hitter, a freshman from Curtis at 5'5". She will be in the starting lineup as well. And, of course, the libero is Victoria Wong. For Lehman, they have a smaller squad. Not sure if all of their players are here tonight, but starting will be number 3, Lindsay Pantaleon, the sophomore outside hitter from New York. They're by far their best players statistically this season. Jo Marie Aquino, the outside hitting senior from the Bronx, is making the start. Salvera Gonzalez is a junior opposite hitter from the Bronx. She's in the starting lineup. Number 7, Amani Dubois, West Palm Beach, Florida, senior, is also in the lineup. Number 9, Monique Young, is a sophomore outside hitter from the Bronx. And Yazaria Galan, number 11 from Yonkers, also in the starting lineup. She is Lehman's only freshman in the starting lineup. The libero is number 2, Lizette Medina, from the Bronx. So there are about 2 or 3 minutes remaining here in pregame warm-ups. Once again, we mentioned CSI record of 2-3 overall and 0-2 in the conference. They were riding the high of a 2-game winning streak. They beat Yeshiva by a count of 3-1 in their home opener on Tuesday, September 8th, a game in which the Dolphins fell behind 10-0 to start the first set. They ended up dropping the first set 26-24, but then strung together 3 very strong games in a row to win 3-1. And then they followed that up with a nice win at Purchase, 25-16, 25-11, and 25-19. The other interesting note about this matchup is that one of Lehman's losses this season, or one of their wins this season, I should say, came against that same Purchase team, but it took Lehman 4 games to beat Purchase. It only took CSI 3. So the Dolphins have to come in with a little bit of confidence on their side, knowing that they took care of a common opponent in Purchase in a much easier fashion than did Lehman. For CSI coming into this game, they have a very balanced attack, 30 kills each for Siobhan Granich and Selma Kolinovich. That leads the CSI Dolphins team. And then some other interesting notes. The Dolphins as a team have an attack percentage of -94. So that's a very low attack percentage in the CUNY Conference. But Siobhan Granich has been good. She is a +106 in attack percentage this season. easily leads the team in that department. Brittany Monando has been spectacular as a setter, 73 assists this season and 25 service aces. She's been great behind the line serving. She's only made 7 service errors as well, so she's been good there. In the defensive department, Victoria Wong, the libero, no surprise, leading CSI with 47 digs. Selma Kolinovich, when she's at the back line, 30 digs this season. And Kolinovich is second on the team with 13 blocks. Another freshman, Rosa Marie Gonzalez, with 17 blocks this season. For Lehman, they have been paced in the kill column by Jo Marie Aquino, 91 kills this season, and a plus 119 attack percentage. The CSI broadcasting crew will be announcing the starting lineups and the national anthem. So we will step aside as we have our national anthem played, and when we come back, we will take a look at more statistics and get you ready for opening serve right here live from the Sports and Recreation Center. All right, so you hear the public address announcer announcing the starting lineups for both teams, and we are getting set to get underway here live from the Sports and Recreation Center. These two teams met twice last year. Lehman College won both meetings during the regular season, and then in the postseason as part of the CUNY quarterfinals, the Lehman Lightning defeated CSI 3-0 in a game that was played in the Bronx, New York. So both teams meeting here at the College of Staten Island for the regular season matchup. Looking at some more statistics for Lehman College, who come in at 4-4. Got to watch Amani Dubois. She leads the team also as the setter with 153 assists and 23 service aces. She also has committed 17 service errors. And Lindsay Pantaleon with 28 receiving errors has had problems handling the opposite team serves. And one of the things of note of Lehman is that as a team, they only have 7 blocks this season, and that's in 8 games. So they're averaging less than 1 block per game this season. And one of the things to look at for the Dolphins in this game, if you're following from home, is how they do behind the service line. CSI has 68 aces this season. 54 of those aces came in their 2 wins, and in their 3 losses, they only had 14 total in 10 sets. So the Dolphins have been very good with their serve in games in which they've won this season. And CSI will have the opening serve of this game, as well as their master server, Brittany Manondo, will have the first service of the game. CSI obviously serving from right to left on your television screens. We thank you for joining us here on CSI Sportsnet, our second broadcast of the athletic season. So the first serve is bumped up by Lehman, and the kill attempt is in play, and that was Monique Young connecting for Lehman. And so the serve now belongs to Galan. Handled briefly by the Dolphins, but they received that one in error, and so it'll be 2-0 Lightning here to start things off. This is one of the things that has plagued the Dolphins this season, is getting off to slow starts. We'll see if they can turn it around easily. Manondo with the assist. It's handed back over the net by Lehman, played by Ayala on the back line, and manages just to get it over Monique Young for CSI's first point. So Kolonovich will have the service for CSI. Manondo lost her serve right in the outset. Kolonovich now will do the honor. She's got 14 aces this season. Service towards the back line. Handled, and last-ditch attempt to get it over was successful for Lehman. Now CSI has to get one over on the back line. It was Wong doing so. Bumped up and over, and a point as a result for Jo Marie Aquino. Aquino, easily Lehman's best offensive player this season. 91 kills coming into the game on a team-high 286 attempts. Add one more there. It's 3-1 Lehman. Manondo bumps up. Rosa Marie Gonzalez connects one, but too far and too long. And Lehman has themselves a 4-1 advantage here on the service by Dubois. Monty Dubois this season leads Lehman with 23 service aces, and she will get a big head start. And that one over the back line and tipped by Granich and out of play. Correction, that was Nataro who had the tip on it. So 5-1 is our score now. Lehman in front by their biggest amount so far. And Dubois gets ace number 24 on the season. Bump up by Manondo and hit back in by Kolonovich. There is the set. Aquino, a big dig by Kolonovich. It does not go over, and CSI cannot field it, and it's 6-1 Lehman. And that will count as another kill for Jo Marie Aquino. Senior from Cardinal Spellman High School has given Lehman a strong 6-1 start. Dubois continues with the serve, bumped up, and CSI no choice but to try and just put it over. No attack there. Another solid assist, and now a cross-court kill attempt is out of play by Gonzalez. So CSI gets the ball back, down by 4. And Victoria Wong, the libero, serving in the number 3 position. Dolphins need to string some points together here in the early going, down 6-2. Wong with a good service on a line, back row. Lehman, no choice but to try and get it over. They do. Bump up by Manondo, and now a cross-court delivery, and Granich earns the kill off of Lehman libero Lizette Medina. And so CSI has cut the lead in half, now 6-3. CSI with their first service point of the game. They're down 6-3 here in the early going. Cross-court serve, now bumped up. Aquino puts one into space for the kill. And Aquino unofficially with 3 kills so far in the first set alone. So she's got 94 on the season. Only other Lehman player closer is Gonzalez, who came into this match with 55 kills. And it will be Aquino with the serve and into space right between a gaping hole. Kolanovic and Reyes were the closest to it, but Lehman has expanded the lead back up to 5, 8-3. Kolanovic handles the serve, and now Reyes with a kill attempt, bumped up by Lehman. And now backline kill attempt by Aquino. It's into the net, and CSI will get the point. It's 8-4. So Vanessa Reyes will serve for the Dolphins. Reyes this season, 15 aces and 6 errors. And she's able to get it just over the net and played by Dubois, but out of play. So that'll be an ace for Vanessa Reyes. And for Reyes, she is second on the team now with 16 aces this season. And CSI has now whittled the lead down to 3, 8-5. Reyes, running start, bumped up, back line. Lehman going to try and play it over. They do. Dug out by Reyes, bumped up by Menando. Gonzalez with a kill attempt. Still in play by Lehman, but they've run out of hits. And CSI, for the first time in the game, has strung together 3 straight points. They're now down 8-6. Reyes gets a long look. Puts one towards the back row and mishandled. And another ace as that one went off the fists of Lindsay Pantaleon. And CSI now down by just 1, 8-7. So Reyes continues with her serve. 8-7. They've scored 4 straight points. Low line drive, and now Lehman once again forced to just put it over. We'll see if the Dolphins can use this successfully. Granic with a kill attempt, dug out by Aquino. Now Gonzalez the other way, and it is not in play as it was hit out of play. And the Dolphins now with 5 straight points have tied the game at 8. Nice little comeback here for the Dolphins as they've seized momentum here off of Vanessa Reyes' services. Lehman can now do something with this one. This is Gonzalez, dug out by Kolanovic. Granic straight over, and it's just out of, actually it was tipped by Lehman. And so the Dolphins now with their 6th straight point take their first lead of the match. It's 9-8. Reyes, another low line driver, bumped up. Gonzalez will have the kill attempt, and it's into the net for an error. And the Dolphins have now gotten the lead up to 2, and Dolphins taking advantage with Lehman's best hitter on the back line. Jo Marie Aquino hasn't been able to get to the front. The Dolphins have taken advantage. That one dug out by Aquino, bumped up, and here's our first kill attempt from Pantaleon. Hit back into the Lehman zone. That one's dug out by Aquino, and that one's paced but out of play, and it looked like it might have been last touched by the Dolphins. And so it was actually called in play. So the Dolphins lead is down to 1, and Lehman has the serve, as it'll be number 9, Monique Young, to take it. And Kolanovic with a poor touch, and that'll be an ace the other way, and now the score tied at 10. So the first 20 points of the match have been scored. Both teams with 10 on the scoreboard. Young with the service, dug out short by Reyes, bumped up to Granic. Granic off the defense. It's dug out by Aquino. Bumped up. Lehman just has to play it over. We'll see if CSI can use it. Nice set by Menando to Rosa Marie Gonzalez. Dug out once again by Lehman. Aquino, backline attack, and it is out of play. As Aquino was looking to paint the corner there, couldn't do it. We have our first substitution our second substitution as Alaya has come back in, replacing Gonzalez for CSI. And Alaya will be the server for the Dolphins. Ayala, a freshman from Curtis High School. This is Aquino now the other way, once again out of play. And so Aquino with a couple of backline errors via the attack. The Dolphins back up by 2, 12-10. They were down 8-3 in the early going. Since then on a 9-2 run. Bumped up by Dubois and now put on the back line, and that'll be a kill for Gonzalez as Lehman once again cuts the CSI 2-point lead in half. It's 12-11. Dolphins on a 9-3 run here. They've taken a 1-point lead, 12-11. This is the first set and a best of 5. Wong with a dig. Opposite way attack by Granich, but she hit the top of the tape, and that will tie the score once again at 12. Gonzalez is the server for Lehman College. She is a 5'10 junior from Riverdale Kingsbridge Academy High School. Low line driver, and it paints the top of the net and dribbles over CSI's side. So just like that, Lehman has scored 3 straight points, and they've taken back the lead 13-12. So Gonzalez taking her time. Now gets into one. Another low line driver that's mishandled on the back line by Reyes, who was playing it too deep. She had to step up to play it and was not in time. And so for the first time since the score was 8-6, Lehman has themselves a 2-point lead, 14-12. And that one is put into the net, unfortunately, by Gonzalez, so momentum shifts back to the Dolphins, and it'll be Siobhan Granich who will have this service. Dolphins down by 1, 14-13. Siobhan Granich just 1 service ace this season and 6 errors. And she puts that one over. Aquino plays it. Bumped up by Dubois. Now a nice dig by CSI off of a Lehman kill attempt. That one put down, and a nice diving play by Pantaleon to keep it alive for Lehman. CSI now able to play it. Nataro opposite line, and that one is too far and out of play, so Lehman takes back the 2-point lead. Looked like the Dolphins could do something with that one, but unfortunately the attack error will put Pantaleon back to serve for Lehman. Lightning have a 2-point lead, 15-13. That one is hit towards the back line. Well played by Ayala. Back line attack by Reyes. Perfect position there was Lehman with Aquino, and she gets it back, and a nice dig by Wong. CSI with a chance the other way. Dug out by Lehman. Dubois sets up for Aquino. Dug by Reyes. And CSI unable to play it, and that time Aquino did not get all of that kill attempt, but CSI was unable to play it well. And we're going to have a timeout by CSI as they've seen a 12-10 lead fall to 16-13. So Lehman on a mini 6-1 run. Should mention that the CSI women's soccer team is in action today. They are visiting Purchase in Purchase, New York. There is no score in that game. They are just about 5 minutes in. So we have our first timeout here from the Sports and Rec Center. Once again, we mentioned in the pregame CSI 0-2 in CUNY play this season. Lehman is 1-1, looking to get themselves over 500 for the first time this season. They're 4-4 overall as well. This is a big swing game in the standings. Remember, teams only play 8 conference games, and the top 8 teams will make the playoffs. 1 team does not. Dolphins last year finished as the number 7, and they fell to Lehman last season. Actually, CSI was the number 6. Lehman was the 3. But this will be a big statement game for the Dolphins, and they have to feel like they have just as good a chance here, but we will resume play. Lehman with a 3-point lead, 16-13. Pantaleon, and it's in there for an ace. Right in front of Olivia Ayala that time. But Pantaleon with 11 service aces this season. Add another one there. Lehman has their biggest lead since the opening moments, and that one drops in between Ayala and Reyes. And for the first time since Lehman was up 8-3, they're up 18-13. And that one is another ace for Lehman, as now they've taken complete control here, up by 6, 19-13. CSI at one point was up 12-10. So Lehman since then a 9-1 run. And there's another ace for Pantaleon. She is having her way with that CSI back line. The young freshman in the middle, Olivia Ayala, has been the victim. And Lehman has their biggest lead of the match, 7 points. Pantaleon, another back liner to Ayala, and CSI cannot get to it. As another receiving error for Olivia Ayala, and Lightning has now gone up ahead by 8. Since that timeout, Lehman on a 5-0 run, and that time Pantaleon puts one into the net, so gives CSI back possession. But Lehman has that commanding 7-point lead now as we're getting into the late stages of our first set. There's a bump. There's a spike by Aquino. Dug out by Wong. Nice job. Kolanovic. Another dig by Lehman and dropped in there for another kill by Aquino. And we have another substitution. Actually, it's going to be a timeout called by the Dolphins, so 22-14. Lehman with the lead, so a big edge, 8 points. So CSI was able to take a 12-10 lead at one point in this match. That was all with Aquino on the back line. And since then, the Lightning have come back and have gone on a 12-2 run, and that all has happened since Aquino has gone back up to the front of the net. So now the new server for Lehman is number 2, Lizette Medina, the libero. First time she's serving. Ayala with another misplay, but CSI is able to bail her out, get the ball over, see if Lehman can use it. They're going to bump it up to Gonzalez, and she hits a back liner that gets through and finds the hardwood. And Lehman is now 2 points away from taking the first set. They're up by 9, 23-14. And that one is hit on the tape and out, so given back to Lehman, as Kolanovic will now have the service, and Rosa Marie Gonzalez will return for CSI, replacing Ayala, who had a very, very tough first set for the Dolphins. And Kolanovic, we'll see if she can bring CSI all the way back. Backliner just over, and Gonzalez is able to whap that one down, and CSI will get the point. So a nice confident play by the freshman on the front line, and has cut the lead now to 7, 23-16. Kolanovic continues with the serve, hits Aquino on the back line. Nice bump up by Dubois. Monique Young with the attack, bumped up by Lehman. CSI hits it over. Lehman able to use it. Dubois sets up, back line to Gonzalez, bumped over. CSI now with a good chance the other way. Reyes blocked down, and that will be a shared block by Young and Aquino. Only Lehman's 8th block of the entire season. They're up by 8 and have game point in their favor, 24-16. Lehman down 12-10 at one point. Took control, and there's another ace. And Lehman's had a bunch of them in the first set, and they have a 25-16 win in set number 1. So Lehman will go up 1-0 as they take the opener 25-16. They were down 8-3 early. CSI battled back to take a 12-10 lead, but Lehman was able to string together a few points. They made it 16-13 before CSI asked for their first timeout, but didn't mean much as the Lehman College was able to ace its way to an opening set victory. Taking you into the first half of CSI versus Purchase in women's soccer. It's 1-1 the score. 11 minutes into that game, so both teams trading goals. Samantha Wizakowski, the goal scorer for CSI, after Purchase took a 1-0 lead. So CSI women's soccer 3-1 this season. They're playing an 0-3 Purchase team. So on paper anyway, the Dolphins look like they have a strong chance in that one. It's the first meeting ever between those two teams. But it's 1-1 there in the first half. We'll keep you posted on that score as well. And so we are at the end of one game here between CSI and Lehman. The Dolphins trying to avoid starting out 0-3 in conference play. For CSI, they'll be back home on Thursday night when City College of New York comes to the Sports and Recreation Center to take on the Dolphins in a 7 p.m. contest. Dolphins will stay at home on Saturday. They will face Old Westbury at 12 noon in non-conference play. But after their game against City College on Thursday, CSI will not play another CUNY game until Columbus Day weekend. On the 12th of October, they will play Baruch, the reigning champions, and Medgar Evers College. So it's one of those long lapses between CUNY games. So obviously, if CSI is unable to win this game, they're going to have to sit on 0-3 for a very long time. These two teams met November 4th of last year. Of course, we mentioned it before. Lehman won that game 3-0. That was the CUNYAC quarterfinals. Lehman went on to lose in the semis, and Baruch ended up beating Hunter in the championship. So CSI will take to the court once again, looking for a different result. They had momentum there for a little while, and they were able to do it with Aquino on the back line for Lehman. And if you're Lehman College, you want to be able to get points early to keep Aquino on the front line. CSI was able to take advantage when she was at the back, but then they lost all sorts of momentum. So Lehman will have the opening service here of the second set. It will be Lindsay Pantaleon to do the honors once the lineups are checked by the officials here. So we are ready to go here. Pantaleon given the volleyball to start set number one. Lehman leads 1-0. That one is up. Low line driver. Nicely played by Reyes, and a quick attack attempt by Menando is too long. And Lehman has the first point of set number two. Nice job by Vanessa Reyes off the serve, though, to play that one well. That one goes deep on the back line and hits the paint. And actually, that was out of play, and that looked awfully close. That was very, very close, but line judge calls it out. And it will be CSI's point, 1-1. Menando with a line drive serve, and that one is in. As no one there to play it, as that went to the right of Galan. And the Dolphins have themselves an early 2-1 lead, and Brittany Menando adds another service ace to her career. Lehman's able to play that. Aquino off the top of the tape. Nice dig that time by Ayala. Great job by the Dolphins, but it was a ball handling error by Kolanovich, so that will give the point back to Lehman. So 2-2 is our score here in the early stages. It's Galan with the serve. Galan, the only freshman in the Lehman starting lineup in this game. There's another line drive serve, straight up over the net. Lehman answers right back. Dolphins with a nice serve attempt. Kolanovich with the kill, kept alive briefly, but it'll end up as a kill for Kolanovich, who came into the game with 30 to lead CSI's balanced attack. Dolphins have the lead back as they'll have a substitution as Rosa Marie Gonzalez. She will replace Olivia Ayala. And Kolanovich will have Bumped up. Lehman able to play it to Aquino, and that one, no chance for Kolanovic to dig it out. And once again, it'll be 3-3. Back line, Kolanovic able to handle that one off of Nataro. CSI able to put it back onto Lehman's side. Gonzalez, and that one put up, and that was close, but out of play. So Lehman gets the lead back here, 4-3. Dolphins tried to rally around that ball, but couldn't get it together and couldn't keep control. And so now it'll be the service of Imani Dubois. Dubois, a senior. Puts her on the back line. Nataro. And now Wong over. Nice job by the Dolphins to get that one over, but Lehman could use it. Gonzalez puts one over. And a running dig by Victoria Wong keeps it in play, and the Dolphins get a point out of it. So a nice hustle play by Victoria Wong ends up scoring a point for the Dolphins. And just when it looked like the Dolphins were going to concede a point, they end up getting one. So the score tied at 4. Victoria Wong from the libero position will be serving. Line drive, back line. Dubois puts one up for Gonzalez, and that one hits the tape, and it's in play. So that was in. And Lehman takes the lead back. So it's been a seesaw set number 2 here as both teams trading points, and Aquino will be the server. Wong able to play the serve nicely. Menando sets up Reyes, but off of the wire and out of play. So that's out of bounds, and Lehman has themselves a 2-point edge, 6-4. There's another line driver that is hit right over the net, so Lehman able to use it here. Aquino, backline attack, dug out by Kolanovic. Menando with a set, and a nice play by Gonzalez, but a nice dig that time for Lehman, but an attack error that time by Pantaleon. Gives the point back to CSI, so now they're down by 1. Over on Lehman's side, it was a nice dig by Lizette Medina off of a Rosa Marie Gonzalez kill attempt. Lehman able to use it. Dubois, opposite side to Gonzalez, and blocked down. Nice job by Siobhan Granich, and Rosa Marie Gonzalez sharing the block that time. And CSI has once again tied the score, this time at 6. It'll be Vanessa Reyes, one of CSI's best servers. And that one off the top of the tape and back on CSI's side. So the Dolphins concede a point for Reyes. That is her 7th service error of the season. She has a lot more aces. And it will be from the libero position. Number 2, Lizette Medina, will now serve for the Lightning with a 1-point lead. Hit near the line, saved by Kolanovic, and now Granich opposite side, way too strong and out of play. So after tying the score up at 6, the Dolphins have now conceded the last 2 points. And it's now 8-6 in favor of Lehman. They have not trailed in this set yet. Short serve hit right back over and over again, and the Dolphins are able to knock it down, but over the net was Rosa Marie Gonzalez and Siobhan Granich. So tough opportunity there for the Dolphins, who look to have a pretty easy kill. Instead, the point goes the other way, 9-6. Lehman with their biggest lead of the second set, 3 points. And there's an ace for Lehman. They had plenty of those in the second set, so now the lead is up to 4. In the first set, Lehman led early 8-3, and now they have themselves a 4-point lead here in set number 2. See if the Dolphins can crawl out of the hole. There's a short one and out of bounds, so Medina just not hitting that one well at all. Substitution as Ayala comes back in, replacing Gonzalez. And Ayala will have the serve here as the Lightning lead the Dolphins by 3. And that one is out of play as Aquino was able to duck out of that one at the last second. And that one goes too far. Ayala this season with 8 service errors. And now it'll be Gonzalez the other way for Lehman with a 4-point lead. Nice dig by Reyes. Straight over by Menando, and she hits the net. And so another attack error by the Dolphins gives the Lightning a 5-point lead, their biggest of the set, 12-7. Lightning on a 6-1 run in this set. Score was at 1 point tied at 6. And there's another ace as Gonzalez that time puts together one. And it's now 13-7 in favor of Lehman. There's a line driver that hits the net and does not go over, so the Dolphins once again giving back the ball here as Nataro gets to the front of the net. Lightning up by 5, 13-8. Javon Granich with the serve. Straightaway serve, bumped up. Dubois is able to get it and get it over. First set bump by Nataro, and now a backline attack by Granich is a good one, but it's dug out by Lehman. Right back onto CSI side. The Dolphins save it. Another backline attack by Granich, but that time into the net. And it'll be 14-8 in favor of Lehman. So the Dolphins unable to string together multiple points here. They have to be careful not to fall behind by any more than this here, right in the middle of set number 2. Pantaleon off the net and hits Wong off the shoulder, and that'll be counted as an ace, but that's a tough way to lose a point for the Dolphins as that one came off of the net. Otherwise, Wong looked to have a good read on it. Lehman's now up by their biggest margin here, 7 points. Bumped up and straight over. Lehman's able to attack over, and Menando is guilty of the ball handling error, so Lehman has doubled up on Staten Island 16-8, and CSI will ask for time. 24 minutes into the first half at Purchase. We'll give you some more updates on women's soccer. CSI and Purchase are tied at 1. A couple of early goals in that game in the first 11 minutes or so. So it's a 1-1 score there. CSI coming off of a 5-0 loss against Rutgers Newark last week and looking to get back in the win column against Purchase on the road. The CSI men's soccer team fell to Farmingdale yesterday 4-2. In a game that we carried on CSI Sportsnet, and CSI men falling to 0-6 on the season, one of their worst starts in program history, and they're going to be looking to disrupt that line, that score, with a game against New Jersey City University and NJCU tying in their last game against the #1 team in the country. So Dolphins men are going to have a tall order tomorrow afternoon. Chris Soriano and I will be on hand for that game as the CSI men will look to break up their losing skid at 6 games when they take on NJCU. That's tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 3:45. So after the timeout, Lehman has the serve. They're up by 8, 16-8. Reyes digs that one out, bumped up by Menando. Kill attempt by Kolinovic. And CSI is back on the board with 9 points as Kolinovic with a nice kill. And that will give the service back to Brittany Menando. And CSI could really use to string some points together here with the service of Menando. That one on the back line. Bump straight up. Dubois comes to play it. Aquino has to play it over. Looks to paint the line. Kept alive by the Dolphins. And Menando gets it over. Lehman also trying to keep it alive on the back end. Free ball goes over. Dolphins need to use it now. Menando with a good attempt by Nataro, but she hits it into the wire and out. So 17-9 as, once again, the Dolphins unable to really get momentum. Stephanie Baquero, #1, has come into the game for Lehman. There's a serve over to the far side. Wong offered at it, but can only get a piece. And Lehman's got their biggest lead of the second set, 18-9. These two teams went back and forth in the early stages. At one point, the score was tied at 6. It's been all Lehman since then, and that one is an opposite way serve, but it's out of play, and Lehman gives up momentum again here, and now it's Kolinovic with the serve, and again, the Dolphins really need to score a good 5 or 6 points in a row to get themselves back into this one. Down by 8, Kolinovic drops one right into the middle of the court, played right over by Lehman. CSI with an opportunity. Reyes, back line, dug out by Baquero. Dubois to Aquino. Reyes with a poor set, and Aquino's able to knock it down, but that time Dolphins needed to do a little bit better with that overplay, and all they could do was put it right back. So Lehman taking advantage, up by 9, 19-10. There's the serve to the back line by Wong. Good pass to Menando. Wong with a back line attack. Played up by Medina. Gonzalez the other way, dug out by Kolinovic. There's Wong with another attack attempt, dug out by Baquero. Straight up, and we're going to have a whistle as CSI will get the point, as reaching over was Lehman College. So the Dolphins cut the lead once again to 8, but they need a run of points here, down by 8, 19-11. Victoria Wong with the serve, drops it into the middle, played by Baquero, and Lehman's able to keep it in play. Nice job, and it's played straight back. CSI able to save and keep it in play. This is Granich. Baquero digs that one out. Dubois to Aquino, and Wong plays it off the top of the shoulder, but out. So Lehman gets the point after a big flurry there and a good volley by both teams, and a nice play was made by number 9, Monique Young, to really keep things going for Lehman. Lehman in control, 20-11. Victoria Wong back line to Menando. The feed to Reyes. Reyes with a nice play. Medina got a piece. Lehman plays it over. Reyes to Menando. The feed to Gonzalez. Pops it over. It's dug out nicely. Backline attack by Aquino. Dug out by Kolinovic. Greenwich unable to play it. Out of play. So Lehman now with their biggest lead. 10 points. 21-11. And we have a timeout called by the Dolphins here, down by 10, 21-11. Once again, we keep our eye on the game. And in Purchase, New York, women's soccer, the Staten Island Dolphins and Purchase Panthers are tied at 1. CSI's goal scored by Samantha Wizakowski, her second of the season. CSI Sportsnet correspondent Mike Babuski is at the game and is giving us updates as well. Purchase has had the edge in play. Christy Colangelo just made a big 2-on-1 breakaway save for the Dolphins to keep that game in a 1-1 tie. You can catch live stats of that game via the Purchase College website. That should be a good one to keep our eye on here, and a good measuring stick for the CSI women's program. CSI women return to CSI Sportsnet next week, a week from tomorrow. They will face CUNY competition for the first time at CSI. They'll face York College in that game. Back here for set number 2, the Dolphins are out of timeouts, and they're down by 10, 21-11. Lehman won the first set, 25-16. Aquino with a serve, but it's out of play. So the Dolphins get themselves a break coming out of the timeout, 21-12. Vanessa Reyes. It's a line drive towards the back line. Well played by Lehman. Gonzalez, and a nice dig the other way by Reyes. This is Granich. And that one is hit by Aquino and out. So a nice attack and kill by Siobhan Granich. The Dolphins have cut the lead to 8, 21-13, but they need to string another 5 or 6 points together here in this run to make this one close again. Vanessa Reyes, very good server for the Dolphins. Puts that one on the back line. Medina keeps it in play. Aquino and Lehman has to try and get it over. They do. Reyes, a nice pass to Menando. And Rosa Marie Gonzalez off the top of the tape stays in play. Baquero puts one over. Wong the pass to Menando. Menando's set. Gonzalez goes over, dug out by Lehman. Aquino, dug out by Kolinovich. And Menando cannot play it off of the net. So it's now 22-13 as Lehman takes back the 9-point lead. Monique Young, actually it'll be Lizette Medina to take the serve here. Short serve. Reyes plays to Kolinovich, now to Wong. They do get it over, but Lehman could use it. Put right back in play, back up, and a nice job by Rosa Marie Gonzalez to spike it over number 11, Yazara Galan. Ayala will come back in for the Dolphins, replacing Gonzalez, who's played well. Lightning lead cut to 8, but the Dolphins need some big points here. This is Ayala. And Lehman wants to talk it over for a timeout. So after the CSI timeout, the Dolphins have gone on a mini 3-1 run and have cut the lead to 8. Lehman still in full control, but Lehman College head coach Elvis Rodriguez wants to talk things over and make sure his team does not let down. Update from Purchase, New York, where we're following the women's soccer game. They're 33 minutes in. Score still tied at 1-1. We thank you for joining us here on CSI Sportsnet. Of course, as always, free of charge to all of our viewers in SD. And, of course, pay per HD viewing, $5 to watch in full HD all season long here on CSIDolphins.com. All proceeds generated from the HD subscriptions go to benefit CSI Dolphins Athletics. Olivia Ayala will serve here after Lehman College's first timeout. They have an 8-point lead. Dolphins trying to get a little momentum going. Ayala serve to the back line. Aquino off the net, cannot be played by Dubois. And the Dolphins have strung together a few points. 22-15. Dolphins a 4-1 run since that timeout taken, their second. And Ayala cannot get that one over, and that is a big loss there for in momentum for the Dolphins as they find themselves down by 8, 23-15. And serving now is Salvera Gonzalez for Lehman. Has done pretty well with the serve tonight. Puts that one on the back line. Wong plays it. Kolinovich with an opportunity. Dug out off of a Lehman blocker. Baquero dug out by Wong. Menando. And Wong has no choice but to just play it over. There's the spike attempt. Ayala tried to hit it. Nice job by Reyes to try and get to it, but no choice there as Galan will get the kill for the Lightning, and they have game point up by 9, 24-15 on the service of Gonzalez. So Gonzalez will have the serve here, looking to give Lehman a 2-0 lead. Back line, Reyes, well played. Menando, the pass to Kolinovich. And that one is blocked and kept alive by Lehman. Nice job on their last attempt. They do get it over. Reyes to Menando, now to Kolinovich. And she gets one right in the corner. Nice job by Selma Kolinovich, refusing to let CSI go down. And the Dolphins, who lost the first set 25-16, have made it 24-16. And Siobhan Granich will try and keep this going, but we have our second timeout taken by Lehman. So now both teams are out of timeouts here in the second set. 24-16, Lehman College with the lead. They won the first set 25-16. Coming towards the end of the first half in Purchase, 1-1 is still the score between the CSI women's soccer team and Purchase College. CSI women looking to get to 4-1 this season. It's their first meeting with Purchase. CSI is back out onto the court. Siobhan Granich will have the serve when we come back. Granich is having a good season. 30 kills on 85 attempts coming into this game, but she only has one service ace this season. So this is not her strength. However, she has really given the Dolphins a nice lift this season. Here's the serve, and that will be an ace. So we call her number, and that one's off Baquero. So the Dolphins have cut Lehman's lead to 7. Dolphins will have to score 7 in a row to extend this game a little bit more. Greenwich gets them one step closer, 24-17. That one is up and hit towards the back line. Medina plays it up. Aquino now the set attempt for Dubois, dug out by Greenwich. And now Kolonovich with an attempt. Medina pops it back up. And that one played up. Ayala plays it on the back line. CSI has to keep it in play. They do with Reyes. Aquino to Dubois to Gonzalez. Nice job by Gonzalez. And actually we are going to have a penalty on the Lehman team. So this will be CSI's point. Didn't look like she went over the net on that, but 24-18 is our score. So the Dolphins have now cut the lead to 6. We'll see if they can continue a little momentum here, and that one is an ace. Dropped right in front of Baquero as the Dolphins have been picking on the freshman Stephanie Baquero from the Bronx, New York. She came in as a substitution, and just like that, the Dolphins have cut the lead down to 5. See if they go Baquero's direction again. Now they go the opposite way to Medina. Back line to Aquino, and that one failure to be dug out by Ayala. So the end of the second set sees Lehman College 25-19 winners over CSI. Dolphins ended that last set with a little bit of a flurry, but they fall by 6, 25-19. So Lehman takes a 2-0 lead. And we'll go into the third set. Lehman looking to take it in 3. Same score in Purchase, New York between the CSI women's soccer team and Purchase. They're 1-1. Couple of early goals in the first 10 minutes of the game. The CSI goal scored by Samantha Wizakowski. Right here we're live with CSI women's volleyball. They are down 2-0 against Lehman College. The Dolphins on a 2-game losing streak. Both of those losses to CUNY opponents. They are at 2-3 this season, 0-2 in the conference. They fell to John Jay 3-1. They fell to Brooklyn College 3-0. And for Lehman, they're trying to go up to 2-1 in the conference. They are 1-1 right now and 4-4 overall. Lehman has definitely had CSI's number, and the Dolphins' last lead in this game was 12-10 in game 1, and then Lehman went on a big run, 6-1 run to take a 16-13 lead, and they've never looked back since. Dolphins looking for some sort of momentum as they go into game 3, looking not to get shut out in this one and extend this one. If CSI is to win this match, they'll have to do it in 5. This is a best of 5, obviously, and if we do go to a 5th set, it's the first team to score 15 points. This is part of a 3-game homestand for the CSI women. After tonight, on Thursday night, they will play host to CCNY. Now, CCNY this season, they are 0-2 in the CUNY. They're 1-8 overall, so CSI has to feel confident going into that game. But it'll be a big one. And then on Saturday, CSI has a non-conference home game against Old Westbury at 12 noon start. Both of those matches will be covered by CSI Sportsnet, so we welcome you into continuing coverage of CSI women's volleyball all season long. Tomorrow afternoon, 3:45, join myself and Chris Soriano as we will cover CSI men's soccer for you. The CSI men's soccer team facing New Jersey City University at 4 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 3:45 to see the Dolphins take on the Gothic Knights. The CSI men's soccer team looking to snap a 6-game losing streak coming into that. The Dolphins will have a new player in the game, number 12, Sandy Mila, making her debut in this game. Mila has only played in 2 games total this season. She does not have a kill yet this year. She has 2 digs in a modest amount of time. So we'll get our first look at Mila this season. And so Menando will have the opening serve. Let's see if the Dolphins can get some sort of momentum going here for this third set. They're down 2-0. Dubois, Aquino off the top of the tape. Aquino gets it right back over. Dolphins need to do something with this. Menando to Notaro. Cross court, dug out nicely. And Lehman has it the other way. Nice running dig by Wong to keep things in play. Never say die. Victoria Wong keeping things alive. So Lehman comes back again. Aquino tipped by the Dolphins, and that'll be a point. So Joe Marie Aquino doing the job for Lehman. 3 straight kill attempts, and the third one finally works, and it gives Lehman a 1-0 lead as Galan will have the first serve. Wong plays that one. Now Reyes, tipped by the Lehman defense, put right back over, and a nice job by Dubois, who found a lot of empty space in the middle of the court. Lehman's got a 2-0 lead. Galan, straight away, serve off the net. There's an ace for Lehman. It'll be 3-0. So Lehman with a big 3-1 lead early, and Galan gives that one back. It's one thing Lehman has been guilty of in this game. Maybe they won't be able to get away with that against some other teams, is the fact that they've been able to give momentum away with service errors. So now it's Kolinovic, as Gonzalez has replaced Mila. And Kolinovic gives it back with a service error of her own. So now it's 4-1. So both teams swap service errors. And Lehman will continue to have the serve, Imani Dubois. Dubois with a long serve, dug out by Wong. And Gonzalez puts it over. Dug out by Lehman. Aquino, a nice running spike. And she's not going to miss too many of those, so it's now 5-1 Lehman. And if CSI isn't careful, they could see this one get away from them early, and they don't want to do that. End of the first half in Purchase. CSI and Purchase women's soccer tied at 1. Notaro, as CSI is able to get one over here. Lehman can use it. And we have a whistle against Lehman, as looked like Dubois might have touched the net on that assist attempt. So the Dolphins get the ball back, and once again via an error. So it's 5-2. Dolphins need to string together some points. And that one's out of play. So another serve error. The Dolphins' second one here in the early stages makes it 6-2. Aquino is the server for Lehman. Tries to paint the line, but that goes out of play. And it's now 6-3. Vanessa Reyes will have the serve. Last 2 CSI serves have been serve errors. And there's another one. It's like the Dolphins might be running out of a little gas here in the third set, as they haven't done well with their service at all here to start this one. They've given away 3 points, 3 straight points via the serve error. So 7-3 Lightning, as Medina will now serve for Lehman. And that one is a serve error. 4 straight service errors. Actually, 5 straight service errors have been the points in this game. So Sandy Mila with her first serve here. Dolphins' last 3 serves have all been errors. Let's see what Mila does. Another one. That's 4 straight service errors for the Dolphins. So they've just given Lehman College points here. Lehman College really hasn't done much better. They've given it right back. And Gonzalez will be the server here for Lehman. So we haven't had a lot of action here in these last few minutes, as we've had 6 straight service errors from both teams. Those have been the last 6 points. That one's going to stay in. Wong, Menando, and now Kolinovic with an attempt. Dug out nicely by Aquino. Lehman continues to play it up. And that one is off the tape and out of bounds. So Lehman gets the point here and have ballooned their lead up to 5, 9-4. So Gonzalez gets the serve up, back line, and it is in play. It does stay in as Vanessa Reyes thought it was heading out. So we have an ace for Lehman, and they have a big lead here, 10-4. Gonzalez once again from deep in her own end gets that serve up, and that one's out. So Lehman with a serve error, their third one. Make it 10-5. Meanwhile, the Dolphins' last 4 serves have been errors. Siobhan Granich has to turn the tide here. Her team is down by 5. Granich, right from the middle of the court, gets into one, back line. Medina digs it out. That one dug out by Mila. And that one dug out by Lehman. Back and forth and a block, but out of bounds by Kolinovich and Menando. So a kill that time by Lindsay Pantaleon. Lehman has themselves a 6-point lead, 11-5. CSI in a 2-game losing streak. Want to avoid losing for the 3rd straight time, but they really need to dig themselves out of a hole. Down 2-0 and down by 6 here in set number 3. Menando to Kolinovich. Dug out nicely by Gonzalez. Dubois puts one back over. CSI could use it. Nataro dug out by Medina. Nice little run and play. Aquino from her big spot, and she hits it into the net. So CSI catches a break there as Aquino got it right where she likes it. And now it's 11-6 with CSI's best server behind the line. CSI could really use some points here from Menando. Medina able to play that one. Aquino too long. And the Dolphins have themselves back-to-back points for the first time in the game. They're down by 4, 11-7. So Menando will get another stab at a serve here. Left-handed serve, back line, dug out nicely. Dubois, Gonzalez on the back line, hits the tape and over. CSI no choice but to try and play it over, but it was out of bounds. So Lehman with a little bit of a break that time as they hit the top of the net, able to get a point out of it. So Lehman has resumed the 5-point lead, 12-7. Galan with the serve. Second time she's been up in this 3rd set. Dolphins play it well. This is Reyes. Nice attack on the back line, and unable to catch up with it was Pantaleon. So the Dolphins once again cut the lead to 4. Mila out. Rosa Marie Gonzalez back in for the Dolphins. Kolinovich will have the serve for the Dolphins. CSI could really use 2 or 3 straight points here. Get themselves back into it. Played well into the middle. Lehman plays it over. CSI plays it right back over. And that's a poor play by the Dolphins. They had a beautiful opportunity there with Lehman forced just to play things over, but they were unable to do much with it. So Lehman takes themselves a 5-point lead again. And Dubois, one of their better servers, back on the line. All the way back in her own end. Long serve, hits the corner. See if the Dolphins can keep it in play. Wong has to play it over. She does. Medina, Dubois, Young, out of play. Too long for Young. And it will be 13-9. As for the 3rd straight time, CSI cuts the lead to 4. Let's see if they can get it closer here. Now Wong will have an opportunity. Serve is short, but gets over. Dubois to Aquino, and Aquino tried to go opposite and hits the net instead. So the Dolphins have cut the lead to 3, 13-10. Wong on the back line, dug out nicely. Dubois to Gonzalez. CSI there to block. Lehman gets it over. CSI continues to play. Wong, backline attack, nice job. Gonzalez, the feed to Young, but Young hit it right off the top of the net, so CSI cuts the lead to 2, 13-11. Victoria Wong helping CSI to some straight points, and that's a nice serve just got over the net. And trying to catch up to it was Lindsay Pantaleon. And she could not play it well, so 13-12. CSI now with 4 straight points. Wong. And that one's into the net. So as an error for CSI, gives Lehman back a 2-point lead. So CSI was right there looking to tie the game up, but a big service error, their 5th of the match, has given Lehman a 2-point lead. This is Aquino now with the serve. Dolphins play it well. Reyes, nice cross-court attack, but dug out nicely by Lehman. Low set attempt, hit over by Lehman. CSI with an opportunity. Granich hits it on the back line, dug out by Aquino. This is Gonzalez. Back line to Kolanovic, dug out nicely. Siobhan Granich, a low kill, and it drops in right under Pantaleon. And so the Dolphins cut the lead again to 1 point. Vanessa Reyes, who served the ball well tonight. Her team down by 1. They could use a couple of big serves here. Backliner. Lehman plays it well. And that one is hit off CSI. And that one fails to get over for Lehman. And the Dolphins have tied the match up at 14. So down at 1 point, 12-7. CSI in a 7-2 run. And Coach Rodriguez wants to talk it over for Lehman as they've battled back to tie 14-14. In case you've joined us late, Lehman took the first 2 sets of this game, 25-16 and 25-19. They lead 2 sets to none. CSI looking to scratch their way back into this one, have tied the game at 14-14 here in the 3rd set. No updates for women's soccer. They are still at halftime in their game against Purchase. 1-1 score there. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of the game. Samantha Wizakowski, the goal scorer for CSI. The Dolphins looking to get to 4-1 on the season. Purchase at 0-3, looking for their first win. CSI Sportsnet with a very busy week. We covered men's soccer yesterday, women's soccer today, women's volleyball today. Men's soccer again tomorrow, women's volleyball again on Thursday and Saturday. So a lot of action this week on CSI Sportsnet. We hope you join us. Obviously free on SD feed and a pay-per-HD setup this season for CSI Sportsnet. All proceeds raised go to benefit CSI Dolphins. And Lehman gets themselves a kill over the outstretched arms of Brittany Menando and Vanessa Reyes. But a nice kill that time by Pantaleon, so Lehman gets the lead back, 15-14. CSI hasn't had a lead since when they were up 12-10 in the first set. Granich puts one up, dug out by Lehman. This is Gonzalez the other way. Dug out well by the Dolphins. Reyes sets up Granich. Dug out by Lehman. And that one is a kill, played up, and that's going to be a ball handling error by Gonzalez, who saw it go off of her chest and her shoulder for 2 hits. Unfortunate play that time, but Lehman has resumed a 2-point lead. But CSI is always able to get back into the sets when Aquino is on the back line for Lehman. Young puts one into the net for another service error. Both teams guilty of that tonight. Sandy Mila returns for the Dolphins, and she will serve. Lehman leads by 1, 16-15. Dolphins looking to grab a lead for the first time since the first set. Out of play. There's a serve. Dolphins with 6 service errors in this set alone. And Gonzalez will have the serve for Lehman with a 2-point lead. Lehman has scored 3 of the last 4 points in this set. Gonzalez on the back line. Wong digs it out, bumped up by Menando, and now Reyes, and dug out nicely that time by Medina. Pantaleon across the court, but out of play. The Dolphins once again cut the lead to 1. This game has gone back and forth. Lehman has led by as many as 5 in this set. Up by 1 now. Siobhan Granich on the back end gets one too long, and the Dolphins with their 7th service error of the set. 18-16 gives Lehman the lead, so And look at the score. Lehman has 18 points. 7 of them have come on errors by CSI serves, so it's better than almost 40% of their scoring. CSI keeps it alive. Wong is able to get it over. Lehman able to play it well. Aquino, and that's a nice drop in cross court. Put a lot of English on it, and Lehman back up by 3, 19-16, as they have now gone on a 5-2 run since they took that timeout. Pantaleon is the server. Nice line drive serve, and that's out of play. And there's another point via the ace by Lehman. So they build up another 4-point lead, and now CSI head coach Juan Lopez would like to talk things over for the first time in this set. Lehman 5 points away from ending this evening with a 3-0 win over CSI. They've started the second half in Purchase. Still a 1-1 score between the Dolphins and Purchase College. CSI looking to go to 4-1 on the season. One of the teams we haven't mentioned at all during this broadcast is CSI Women's Tennis. CSI Women's Tennis 3-0 this season. They won a big match. 4-0 this season. They won a big match against Brooklyn College yesterday. Their first conference game of the season. So they're 4-0 this year, 1-0 in the conference. So they're doing quite well, and CSI men's cross country took a first place finish this weekend in their own invitational. The CSI women's cross country team placed second this weekend, so a lot of great things happening at CSI. CSI off of this last serve, looking to play one over, and they do. Dubois, nice assist to Aquino. CSI has to scramble, and Reyes is able to get it over. Nice job by the Dolphins. Another attack by Aquino. Nice dig by Wong. Nataro plays it. Dug out by Aquino. Gonzalez with the attack. Dug out again by the Dolphins. That time it was Reyes. Played up over. Lehman looking to do something with this one. The setup for Aquino. And that one's out of play. So the Dolphins get themselves a nice, well-earned point and have cut the Lehman lead to 3, 20-17. Brittany Menando, CSI's best server. Can really use a few points from Brittany. That one drops in, and an ace for Brittany Menando. Nice job by the senior just when the CSI team needed it most. She puts CSI now down by 2. Dolphins have scored the last couple of points following that timeout, and that one just gets over, and Lehman's able to play it. Dubois plays it back line, kept alive by the Dolphins. Kolinovic drops one in. Plenty of empty space, and the Dolphins have scored 3 in a row. And it's 20-19 Lehman. The CSI with a lot of fight left in them here. Brittany Menando looking to get CSI all the way back. They had a 14-14 tie, but they have not led in this game, or in this set. Gonzalez, backliner to Wong, nicely dug out. Vanessa Reyes with a chance. Cross court, ends up in out-of-bounds territory, but Lehman keeps it alive. Kept alive the other way by the Dolphins. They need to get this one over. They do by Wong. Medina gets it up. Dubois to Aquino, look to drop it in. Kept alive by Menando. Kolinovic with an attempt, but it's out of play. Tough break that time, as the Lightning will now take a 21-19 lead, 4 points away from ending it. That one backliner to Wong. Menando, Reyes. Tipped by Lehman, kept alive. Gonzalez plays it up. CSI still going to play it, and it's kept in, but out of play. So Dolphins do get it over, but Lehman's got themselves a big 3-point lead, and we have a timeout called by CSI. Their final timeout. The Dolphins need another big lift. Since that last timeout, CSI has outscored Lehman just 3-2, but they've given up the last couple of points, and Lehman is on the doorsteps to a win. Next CSI women's volleyball broadcast will be on Thursday. We'll be on the air at 6:50. CSI women will be playing CCNY. And if the Dolphins fail to win this game, they'll still be looking for their first conference win of the season. And their game against CCNY is their 4th conference game, and they only have 4 conference games left after that. So hard to believe that after Thursday, half of the CUNY season would have already been played. Just absolutely goes quickly here, first couple of weeks of the season. So Galan will be the server, looking to put this one away. She puts it into the net, so a tough break for Galan, but that gives CSI plenty of life here with Selma Kolanovic ready to serve. Rosa Marie Gonzalez checks back in for the Dolphins, replaces Mila. Kolanovic needs a good serve here. Dolphins down by 2. Well played by Aquino. Dubois back to Aquino, and that one's played way too hard and out of play. And so the Dolphins have cut the lead now down to 1. CSI has not led in this match since the first set. They were up 12-10. They ended up losing that set 25-16. Aquino plays that last serve. Opposite set to Gonzalez. Dug out by Kolanovic, but poorly dug out. And that one goes out of play, 23-21. And Selma would love to have that one back for CSI. She's made that play so many times in her career. Lost track of that one. So 23-21. And now the big-time serve of Imani Dubois, Lehman's main setter. Dug out by Wong. The setup by Menando. And slammed home by Rosa Marie Gonzalez, the freshman. And again, CSI with life, 23-21. And Victoria Wong will have the serve. We'll see if CSI can come all the way back here. They've never led in this set. Set up near side to Aquino. Dug out by Wong. Nice play. Kept alive. Rosa Marie Gonzalez, and she hits that one into the net. And now Lehman has game point, 24-22. So CSI needs 2 straight points to extend this one. Short serve, played by Kolanovic. Menando and now Reyes. Backline, well played by Lehman. Backline attack by Aquino, dug out by Kolanovic. Granich with the attack, kept alive by Lehman. They have to get it over. They do. Nice job, Menando to Gonzalez. That one played up. Lehman keeps it alive. Nice volley here by both teams. Wong, and back over to Young, and Young slams it down, and that will ice the game. So Lehman College with victories of 25-16, 25-19, and 25-22 have taken a 3-0 win over the CSI Dolphins. Lehman College improves to 5-4 overall and 2-1 in the conference. For the CSI Dolphins, they lose for the 3rd straight time. They fall to 2-4, and now they are 0-3 in the CUNY. Once again, the final score is 25-16, 25-19, and 25-22. So just to end things here with this broadcast, we want to remind you once again that CSI Sportsnet will be back on the air tomorrow afternoon for CSI men's soccer. We will be covering CSI men at 0-6 this season, looking to get into the win column for the first time. They will play New Jersey City University at 4 p.m. at the CSI men's soccer complex. We will be on the air at 3:45 p.m. Chris Soriano and myself covering that game for CSI Sportsnet. And then Thursday night, we'll be back in action right here at the Sports and Rec Center. CSI Women's Volleyball taking on CCNY at 7 o'clock here. We'll be on the air at 6:50 for that one. And then, of course, on Saturday, we'll be back here at the CSI Sports and Rec Center as the CSI Women's Volleyball will take on Old Westbury. So we want to once again thank you for viewing today. For our broadcast engineer, Dominic Delaberti, and myself, David Pizzuto, we want to thank you for joining in, and we wish you a very good night. Once again, the final score, Lehman College 3, CSI Dolphins nothing. Thank you once again for tuning in to CSI Sportsnet. Good night, everybody.